Friedrich Nietzsche once remarked that every profound spirit needs a mask, a continuous disguise to shield the soul from the prying eyes of the mediocre. Imagine a crowded room, a celebration perhaps, where everyone is smiling. Yet if you look closely at the corner of a mouth, or the way a gaze lingers a second too long on arrival, the mask begins to fracture. We live in a world of high-definition pretense, where most people listen only to the words being spoken, unaware that the body is screaming a different story entirely. To read anyone instantly is not a magic trick, it is the grim art of observing the cracks in the facade. Truth number 1. The loudest virtue is often a compensatory mechanism for a hidden void. Nietzsche observed that those who talk most about their morality are frequently the ones most terrified of their own predatory instincts. When you encounter someone who performs their kindness with a theatrical flair, observe their hands. If their gestures are stiff or their eyes remain unblinking while they offer praise, they are not being kind, they are being safe. They lack the teeth to be dangerous, so they call their cowardice goodness. Truth number 2. Watch the one who stops clapping first. Nietzsche understood that resentment is the silent engine of the masses. When a peer achieves a significant victory, the room will erupt in applause, but the person who feels the most threatened will be the first to let their hands fall silent, their posture tightening as they subconsciously retreat into a state of comparison. Their bitterness is not directed at you, but at their own stagnation, reflected in your success. Truth number 3. Extreme pity is often a form of disguised contempt. Notice the person who constantly worries about your struggles but never seems to celebrate your strengths. They are feeding their ego on your misfortune. By pitying you, they place themselves above you in the social hierarchy, using a subliminal power dynamic to maintain their sense of superiority. Truth number 4. The way a person treats their own time reveals how they will eventually treat yours. A man who is at the mercy of his own impulses is a man who can never be trusted with a secret or a long-term alliance. Predictability is the comfort of the weak. The sovereign individual is the one who can endure their own company in absolute silence without the need for digital noise or social distraction. If they cannot stand their own silence, they will eventually find your presence unbearable once the novelty fades. Truth number 5. Observe the micro-betrayal. Before a major betrayal occurs, there are 1,000 tiny ones. A joke made at your expense in front of a crowd, a subtle eye roll when you speak, or a forgotten promise that was actually a test of your boundaries. Nietzsche knew that people do not change, they merely reveal themselves more clearly over time. If you ignore the micro-betrayal, you are merely training them on how to destroy you later. Truth number 6. The most unreadable person in the room is the one who has mastered the art of being presently absent. They listen more than they speak, their eyes moving slowly, absorbing the emotional patterns of the room without projecting any of their own. This scarcity of presence creates a psychological vacuum that others feel compelled to fill with their own secrets. By saying nothing, the observer becomes the master of the narrative. Truth number 7. Vanity is the fear of appearing original. Observe those who follow every trend and mirror every popular opinion. They are terrified of the isolation that comes with true selfhood. They are not people, they are echoes. You cannot rely on an echo to stand by you when the wind changes direction. Truth number 8. Real power is the ability to walk away without a back glance. Most people linger in toxic dynamics because they are addicted to the hope of being understood. But the one who understands Nietzsche knows that being understood is a luxury, not a necessity. When you stop needing them to see your value, they lose the only weapon they ever had against you. In the end, reading people is not about finding their secrets, but about recognizing their patterns. Most humans move through life on a psychological autopilot, reacting to their insecurities and acting out their unhealed traumas. Once you see the pattern, the mystery vanishes, and you are left with the cold, quiet realization that the only person worth mastering is the one looking back at you in the mirror. Remain observant, remain detached. Welcome to the light of the dark.